Hello everyone, welcome back to Weaving Web3. We are at ETH Warsaw and I'm with Anastasia, Head of Growth at Kaiko. So, welcome, and would you be able to introduce a bit about Kaiko and what you do?
Yes, of course. So Kaiko is one of the largest market data providers out there. We provide market data for any cryptocurrency coming from any exchange, decentralized or centralized. And we've been in the space for about 10 years, so it's been a while.
So you're an OG in the space.
Yeah. I joined Kaiko 5 years ago, and yes, since then we have been developing all over the world. We're mainly present in Europe. Our headquarters are in Paris, and we also have offices in Singapore, London, and New York.
Okay, amazing. So what is the main vision of Kaiko? What do you want to do and how do you do it?
We wanted to bring market data to institutional financial enterprises that are active in the crypto market space, and we wanted to bring them the opportunity to invest more in this sector by having access to all of this data, which is essential if you're an asset manager, a hedge fund, or whatever else company doing finance with crypto. As we have in traditional finance,
yes,
Bloomberg
absolutely.
and other players. In crypto, you have Kaiko, and it's basically like an essential block if you want crypto finance to develop all over the world. So this was the vision, bring institutional grade market data to TradFi players.
Absolutely.
Which we did, and yeah, we're very
And that's
proud of it.
definitely something that's been lacking in, like, I guess, the crypto space in general. Like, you need, in order to onboard these institutions that have heavy regulation and stuff like that, you need to have that highest quality data that you know you can verify as a user, right?
Yeah.
And why was your reason to target institutions? Isn't it much harder to target these institutions because you have to follow all these rules and regulations?
It was hard, but there was some space market share to take. And we think still that institutions are key players that can bring the market and crypto in general to another level than it is today. And so we really wanted to help them adopt crypto as much as they can.
Absolutely.
To achieve this potentially over the years.
And how have you found that journey? How easy has it been to, let's say, entice these institutions into a space that is still unregulated, very volatile, and at any moment the tokens can go up and down? And how do you instill that trust in these institutions?
So it has been pretty tough because when we began 10 years ago, institutions were interested in crypto.
Yes.
So we had to be very patient, develop good data, and regulation was also tough for us because to provide regulated data, which we do, you need to be regulated in Europe under what we call BMR,
yes.
Which we are, but it took us time. And today what we see in Europe is that at least there is a framework that is very clear on market abuse, but also potentially that will be at some point very clear on derivatives products. And this covers the data that these financial products and financial crypto initiatives need to use. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So if someone is trying to target institutions, how would you want them to integrate? Like if you want builders here, let's say at a conference or projects, how would you want them to integrate you? And what are you looking for? Let's say other institutional people watching this, what do you want from the people out there?
Well, the way they integrate with Kaiko is through our APIs or WebSockets. We distribute data as any other traditional financial market data is distributed. So yeah, we provide these services, and the way we want other companies to actually come to us is just by explaining to us the problems they have. Typically, like if they developing any DeFi derivatives protocols and they need prices or indices to settle these contracts on chain or off chain, whatever. They just explain to us, and we can definitely help with some data.
That's amazing. So what kind of protocols would you be interested in having your integration? Like, what is the gold standard or something that would really benefit from using your Oracle compared to other people?
We don't provide, well, we do provide Oracles,
I meant the data feed, sorry, my apologies.
We mainly provide the data feeds off-chain through APIs. We do Oracles too, but for custom use cases. But the typical protocols that would approach us and for which we would be very useful is lending and borrowing protocols.
Okay.
To value lending and borrowing positions, like typically on Aave or whatever other lending and borrowing protocol, and to potentially enable liquidations or other types of actions that would happen on such a protocol. The other type of protocol would be derivatives protocols, obviously. There are more and more in the space because they give amazing investment opportunities within blockchains.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we do help by providing price data to these for derivative settlement. And finally, oracles themselves. We work a lot with Redstone, who's present in this conference, but also with ETH, Chainlink, and others. And these types of protocols also use our data because we have coverage on over 10,000 assets.
Okay.
With
That's
institutional grade data. It's not retail.
And that's the thing, that is something that sets you apart. It is, you can trust that data is not manipulated.
Exactly.
That is gold standard, black and white, no one's changing it, right?
It's regulated. I cannot say it's not manipulated because, I mean, we take it from exchanges. It can happen that an exchange, there is market manipulation in an exchange, price manipulation, wash trading, whatever. But we do clean the data. We do try to make it as clean as possible for such very sensible use cases to use.
Okay, so if we're sat here, when we are sat here next year, what would you like to think Kaiko have achieved, or as well as where do you think you will be placing yourselves?
I think we will continue our growth.
Yeah.
Our main focus currently is indices, providing the space with more indices, because currently we do provide these mono asset indices on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other assets. But we see in the space, specifically in DeFi, that we have very original types of products that need more custom types of indices, and this is also the path that we're taking as a data provider. Try to accompany these projects that need more and more complex and sophisticated data and indices.
Okay, that's amazing. So I also think, just one thing I just thought about is, sometimes people are scared when it is something's regulated, right? And they may not necessarily want to use your data feeds. Like, what is the difference if someone just use your data feeds compared to someone else's? Like, because I'm using your APIs, do I have to sign up to certain types of regulations as well? Or anyone can use you?
So in terms of, anyone can use us because it's in the end just APIs. So as long as you know how to integrate with an API, which is pretty straightforward, you can use us. Some of our data is regulated, and what makes the difference, I think, is the fact that we are the only data provider in our sector, market data, which is actually working with the regulators themselves. So regulators use us, and so more than half of crypto isn't regulated today, but will be subject to regulation. We actually saw it yesterday with the CFTC suing Uniswap because they're telling that they're doing derivatives products. These things can happen for DeFi protocols, for any types of on-chain protocols. And where we can help is basically at least make that these protocols use regulated data for them to have less issues when the regulators will actually come. And this regulated data is used by the regulator. So,
well, that's you want to stay on the regulator side, don't you? Otherwise, you're in trouble.
I think it's a good way to go.
Okay, that's amazing. Is there anything else before we finish up today you want to get out to the people potentially watching out there?
Yeah, maybe if you're an exchange, a blockchain, a DeFi protocol, please reach out. We have a ton of data to help out with very early projects or very mature ones. So yeah, we're here. We have a bunch of stuff, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much. This was Weaving Web3 with Kaiko, ETH Warsaw, and we'll be back next year. Thank you so much.